All right. Good afternoon. It's the weekend. I'm gonna start doing a new thing, y'all. It's a blog. All right. Thank you for showing up today with me. It's the weekend. That means I'm gonna look at the miners and see how this week in mining was today. Week in mining was today. Let's see how the mining was this week. Let's see how we did. This is the first time I'm doing this. So first thing I'm gonna do is introduce y'all to the miners that I use. Let's see. How should we start? Let's start with the FPGA. Let's start with the FPGA miner. Um, this is the actual miner, just because that's what we're already on. So this is the actual unit. What we were looking at a second ago is like the control panel for the unit. This is called an FPGA. So there's like a chip on there on the bottom board, I think. No, I'm sorry. The chip is under this the heatsink. Obviously, like the main workhorse is going to get the heatsink. This one down here is like the network controller, I think. Um, you plug into Ethernet. You plug into some six pin power like you do a smaller graphics card. You go ahead and you fire this guy up. Um, then what you do to control and configure it is you log into it within your own network, and then you go ahead and change stuff around here. You got configuration, you got status. It's been running for me for like weeks, so it must reset itself for whatever reason. Uh, 1 day, 6 hours, you know. So cool. That's what that's been doing. So that's what it looks like. That's the control panel. This is when I got that unit online. I used to have it online some time ago, but there's a gap, a few weeks there where I had my stuff taken down. Um, and so yeah, I got back online on the 27th. So I want to focus these shows on the last week. So let's see, being the 12th, let's go back to the 5th. There we go. So the 5th. All right. So it's been consistent. I mean, this machine all the way since it started. It's been between 4 and 5. But this is on the. So it looks like, in general, it's been hashing pretty consistently. I don't necessarily know if this output is like reflecting difficulty changes on the Cadena network. And by the way, I should talk about what we're mining. This is Cadena. I don't know a ton about Cadena, but I'll be honest. I bought this miner without knowing a ton about it, and I don't know a lot about any of the coins that it can mine. So, I mean, I know about Autocrypt. I originally wanted that, but had a harder time getting it to work. And once Cadena got working, I just went ahead and said, "Let's just let it roll." So that's the checkup on our boy, the Black Miner Mini F1. Let's go ahead and close all that. The next one is my ASIC miner, similar to an FPGA. It has a chip that's your workhorse that's doing all the work for you. Oh, let me explain too. Actually, the one I just closed, an FPGA. Like I said, there's a handful of scripts a handful of algorithms I can mine with it, but not. It's not like a GPU where you can mine anything you want. And an ASIC is like an FPGA, except that I can only mine one of the things. So let me sum that up again. I know I jumbled it. An ASIC can only mine one of the things. It mines that thing with the most effective power to the power consumption, right? Efficiency. So it mines one thing with the highest efficiency. An FPGA mines a handful of things with pretty good efficiency. Not like an ASIC, but better than a graphics card. Graphics card can mine anything you want, and I'll show you that one next. So yeah, this is the least flexible guy. Is my Moonlanders. I got 3 of these guys. They're going at Litecoin right now. It's officially end of life. It's gone. It's an old product, but I'm still rocking it. Now what you might notice is that this guy has a USB plug on it, and yeah, that's a better picture. And where I was showing you the FPGA unit had a six prong plug and an Ethernet cord for you to log in outside. This guy goes into your computer and you run a script, and it looks just like this. And this is the machine running. So Moonlander 0, 1, and 2. Computers like to count starting at 0. So when I have 3 Moonlanders, they're labeled 0, 1, and 2. That's all three of them running. I'm not really overclocking them because I haven't had time to sit down and mess with the voltages and make sure that I'm pulling enough voltage to support overclocking, but I should be getting more. I will get more down the road. I'll probably make videos about that because that's fun. And then this is just like your status update. What this is good to watch for, I glance at this every so often, is I'm looking to see like um, to make sure that the miner hasn't like died. It's not producing zero. It's not trying to be rebooted because you'll see messages indicating it. Oh, it's not hashing. We're trying to reboot it. Things like that. Just see this accepted. Just going. It's great. It's good stuff. So that's the Moonlander. Let's take a look at. Whoops. That's like what it looks like I was saying. Yeah. This is the pool that it's running on. So we're running, a little like 10.8 kilohash. Kilohash. Don't don't forget. Most of the time we're talking gigahash, so we're talking 0.01 gigahash here. Not a lot, but also power consumption is like not a watt. It's like less than a watt. So I mean, it's hard to argue with. It's almost free, the power consumption, on the fact that I would be running these USB hubs anyway. It's not free, but it's damn near. Um, yeah, I've only got one reward from these things, zero point 0.1 Litecoin, but right now it's $20, which is cool. As you can see here, unpaid rewards, 0.006. It's gonna be a while. It's gonna be a long time. I am looking to get a better, more aggressive Litecoin mining going. Adding another worker here, maybe a GPU worker, maybe maybe an ASIC. We'll see. All right, that's my ASIC miner. We talked about my FPGA miner. I got two of these bad boys and an RX 580 that looks pretty much the same, running on Ethereum. These are graphics cards. So where we talked about an FPGA being flexible in the middle, talked about an ASIC being totally inflexible but very power efficient. This guy here is going to suck down the power and be totally flexible. It'll mine anything you can throw at it. It just chews it up. Brand new algorithm, don't care. Just so that's why, you know, you got choices, I guess, but you definitely aren't making the most money in terms of paying your power bill. I suppose, unless you somehow have solar panels that have already ROI'd for you, I suppose. And you're still consuming a lot of power. So that's a difficult for me to picture, like, 100 GPU farm, like, totally on a grid. But I want that someday. That's the dream. Just saying. It's a lot of fucking panels. All right. Anyway, that's what it looks like. It's real similar in terms of the software on the computer. So I was saying a minute ago, the black and white one. This is Moonlander. It's software running on the computer. It takes like no computer resources. It just offloads all the work to the actual ASICs in this case. And in this case, it doesn't take any additional computer resources that aren't the GPU. So this is what it looks like mining in Phoenix Miner. You'll see here GPUs 1, 2, and 3. Whatever. I don't know why the other one counts from 0. But yeah, these are my 3. Got my 2 570s and my 580. 580 runs hotter. Total power from the GPU is 300 watts. And, a little over 300 watts. And, what's the word I'm looking for here? Hash power total is like 75 something with these machines. Looking for it. Somewhere in there. 8th speed 75 on the dot, 0.05 on that one. So there you go. Alright. That's what it looks like when it's mining. Looking for the same things, like error messages pop up here. The green is cool. You found some shares. The purple is kind of like a status update. Your total wattage, your power consumption, your per card, I should say, your heat on each card, and the white is just sort of like network traffic, I guess. Okay. So then we got the output of this. I use Hivepool. I was using Hive OS when I had a dedicated rig, but I'm just on Pool now. So that's fine. Let's go ahead and refresh. I don't know how long this page has been showing, but let's look how we did in the last week. So I'll show you guys something before I leave, but I have two different scripts for Phoenix Miner, and there are times when I turn off the RX 580 in terms of mining. When I go to edit this video and I do what's it called, encode it or whatever, and then I go ahead and I play some video games and stuff like that. Those are times when I leave the 580 off. So you'll see actually the hash rate going down to 50 when I'm running the two 570s, and then you'll see it's 75 in these times when I'm running all three. And this is times where I'm not using the computer, basically. The yellow line is an average, so you'll see how that average kind of chases the red line. The blue is reported hash rate. I've never totally understood, or real time, I guess they call it on this network, how that correlates with anything else, but that's what's up. So that's the last week. Yeah, if you look out a month, I used to just shut the GPU mining down completely, and I'll show you how I solved that problem. Yeah. So we got 75.2 recorded hash rate, average is 69 because I do turn it off pretty often, so it like goes down. Expected earnings per week 0.04, get paid out at 0.01, so I get paid out just a little bit over every 2 weeks. So it's pretty nice. Three cards is all right, dude. This is a good bull market, so 3 cards is doing pretty good, even though they're old school. Yeah, that's the mining report this week. I'll show you real quick what I was referring to about 2 different cards, or 2 different not 2 different cards, 2 different bat files. This is stuff I'll talk more about. Other YouTubers on crypto, in the crypto space, have like talked about this, but these are called bat files, and they're notepad files, you're probably noticing. And the only thing that these have different, I can already tell you before we get too far into it, is where is it at? GPUs. Oh, this is all. So I don't even have it in this one, I think. Alright, so GPUs 1 and 2. So this is RX 570s I saved it as. This is the one I run if I want the 580 doing games. And then this one says GPU is 3. I haven't used it yet, but if I ever wanted to only run the 580 on its own, I could do that. I thought originally I was going to run 2 instances of Phoenix Miner, just like these and these next to each other, but then that did some weird stuff with the communication ports, so I went ahead and just did not do that. Yeah, that's really all there is to it. Just a BAT file, make a little change. I had to do a little discovery. I had to like, well, which GPU is which? I had to like just kind of pay attention to the text in here as it flew by. But I mean, one big hint is that like 2 of them run at the exact same temperature and the exact same output, and this other one runs a bit hotter with more output. So it's like, it's probably the 580. It's probably the one that's not the same. But when it fires up, it does I think identify the actual card name, I think. Otherwise, you could just kind of experiment, I think. Excellent. I hope you enjoyed. We'll do this every weekend. We'll check the mining bots. Check the mining rig, profits, things like that, hash rates, difficulty levels. It's what's up. All right. Thank you all for chilling, watching. Thanks.